I does this for real. Move everything, but in love with the pills. Hit Minacho up, have in front me a mill. While these chickens love blast, a thug with a pill. But that shit's repetitive, and haters like my blood type, they always be negative. Keep the gauge with the janitor, cause the only time I got robbed is when I made him my manager.
Yo, Ramon, lifestylesdefined.com. We're here with...
It's Blast the Beautiful.
Alright, so tell me something about yourself.
I'm handsome, the ladies love Mocha, the bitches love Blast. And that's all they need to know.
Okay.
That's it. You don't want to know about me? I'm giving you everything. That's it.
Okay. So, what do you do?
I do it all, bro. Whether it's rapping, writing, filming, photography, you know, making the ladies a little uneasy in the panties. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I make it real easy for LL Cool J to retire right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's some footsteps right there. Walking.
Yo, Todd Smith. You can hang it up now. It's been 25, 26 years. I'm taking over. Hang it up. Take the hanger out. Just put it in the closet, baby. It's all good. I do it all, bro.
So, let's tackle the music.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what your style of music is about.
A lot of people say I have a very unorthodox style. I really write for people who are kind of educated. I don't want to put it out there like that, but that's what it is. I make sure that it's very witty, a lot of punchlines, a lot of research. You know, I just want my stuff to, when people listen to it, they want to be like, what did he just use that word?
Right.
What does that mean? Like, I want people to think, I'm not going to shoot you 1,000,000 times. Yeah. I'm not going to kill you, you know, 2,000,000 times. You know, I'm not going to buy all the Jordans 3,000,000 times. I can't do that. And all y'all keep buying Jordans. It's the same sneakers. Makes no sense. Killing each other over it. Shame on you, black people. Shame on you.
I hear you. So, you're writing.
Yeah.
I find you know, you don't find a lot of people that, first of all, can write, and second of all, enjoy writing.
It's the best thing ever, man. It's poetry in motion. You know, when it comes to writing, especially from an artist's point of view, when it comes to an artist, it's an art form, you know, and like Puffy once says, life imitates art.
Okay. So
when people write, then you put visuals to what you wrote. You bring that, whatever you had up here before you wrote it, it's alive. Now people see it through the cameras or however, and they emulate that life. So you, with a thought, you could change the whole world. You know, there's people that teach me how to Dougie. Everybody's dancing.
Everybody doing it.
It's something different to know that you could sit down and say to yourself, you know what, this is how I feel today. I'm going to do this track, and next thing you know, kids in Japan, hours away from you, everybody's singing.
Vibing.
Right.
Yeah.
How would that happen? I mean, if you never had that thought, none of this would ever happen. And then people, they're paying you for what comes from up here. So the writing part is all about making money and creating a niche. It's a niche market.
Right.
So when it comes to writing, that's it right there. The writing is good. My favorite is the performance.
Okay.
You put me in front of 10,000 people, you put me in front of 10 people. I'm going to perform like it's a sold out show in Madison Square Garden.
Right.
You know, so the performance part, because part of this art, you, body language, your movement, the way you enunciate your words, the way you walk, the way you interact with the people who are paying to see you, it's fulfilling. It's like
they got to know that you feel it. If you feel what you're saying, they'll feel it too.
Delayed gratification, the whole process, it takes a while. So when you finally get there, it's I thank y'all for putting up with me, for listening to me. I'm a different breed from the rest of the rappers.
She does this for real. She does this for real. My clique is so real. I does this for real. We does this for real. He does this for real.
does this for real. My click is so real. Drop 50 on the bracelet, 20 on the TikTok. My wristwatch got the kid looking like a big shot. Chevy riding high, 357 big block. Listening to Big Sean, Big Pun, Big Pop. Button on the Ranger says start in exchange for the mark. Fully covered, all interchangeable parts. I move bass when it's dark, still lift weights in the park in case I get into a scuffle with the Jakes or the Narcs. While these haters ugly, chicks in the club loving me while I'm sipping on some bubbly. The kid balls out like he played for the NCAA. And due to the way, don't you wish everything was made like rubber?
You know, so the performing part and writing go hand in hand. I love the writing. It's the start. The performance is the finish.
Okay. Okay. So for 2012, this year.
Oh man, what a great year. Fantastic.
Tell me about that.
Okay. Live Fabulously Entertainment. I signed to a production company with my big homie, John Fairchild.
Okay.
We used to work together year prior, and he always said, Mo, you got a lot going on. We used to go to Sitting on Music Studio, you know, which is ran by Semi. And one day he said, look, you got a track with Jada, and is there any way I could come on board? And I was like, sure. And we joked about it, you know, so I ended up taking the track and I sent it to Amber, who works, you know, with Interscope Records, and she heard it and she passed it on to the hierarchy, and they heard it, and I got a meeting, and I was like, oh, look, this is pretty hot. Nice. What do you want to do? So, you know, right now we're just working on a few situations, but we shot the video, and this year has been nothing but milestones for me. I did my track with Jada, shot the video, huge. Did a track with Jim Jones, we started shooting the video, huge. Just finished doing a track with Chink Drugs, we'll be doing the video later on.
Okay.
I formed a very strong team. It's more like a family, Fly Guy Committee. You know, we do have Tiana D as the only female, and we're going to branch off and make it Fly Girl Committee. You know, we want to show that, you know, a woman could coexist in a male-dominated market, field, whatever you want to call it. And, you know, she stands alone. Believe it or not, it's us three and her, the female. We're in the magazine cover for Hip Hop Stardom 101, and nobody cares about us. They'd be like, who's that girl?
Yeah.
The one with the nice lips and the big red lip, you know, the lipstick. And I'd be like, I'm in the middle of the magazine and I'm here thinking I'm the shit.
They don't care about you.
Nobody cares. I mean, the ladies love Moka though, and the bitches love Blast. So you always gotta, and I'm not saying it in a derogatory statement, ladies. You know, I love the ladies, and y'all love me too, but I'd rather me a bitch, nasty attitude and everything. But yeah, back to the milestones. So when it comes to the milestones, we got so much. I'm going to my first BET Awards this year. You know, so I'm pretty pumped. We went in Atlanta, we went to the Core DJ Retreat. We met ton load of people, influential, you know, and I got a lot going on. This year we did radio as well for the Does This For Real. We used Power 105 as our outlet. I went up to Connecticut to Hot 93.7. I met up with DJ Bug, DJ KG, Kev G, Craig G, you know, and they showed us a lot of love. We're going to utilize that outlet as well, you know, build the momentum, build the BDS spins, because in 2013, I promise everybody here who's watching right now, Moka Blast, aka Blast the Beautiful, will be the hottest new upcoming MC ever. MC Massive Ceremonies. I said it first. You gotta speak it into existence. But remember where y'all heard it first. Right here with the big homie. You know? So, y'all can't say, damn, he did say he was gonna be big. And I'm taking over LL's spot, and I'm gonna go for Drake's spot. I gotta do it. You know? Dark-skinned brothers need love too. You know? LL and Drake. I know y'all some light-skinned cats, but it's about time this Trini boy take over. Oh yeah, by the way, Trinidad and Tobago, we finally won a gold medal in the Olympics. So
yeah,
that's another milestone for me. Yeah, you know?
Finally.
I was born and raised in Trinidad, so it's another milestone.
Okay.
But I grew up in South Jamaica, Queens. You know, so this year it's been a huge year. I'm probably omitting some facts, but every day goes by so fast because, you know, my team and I, all we do, we work. We work. It's, you know, some of them have 9 to 5 jobs. I don't.
Right.
So I gotta pick up the slack for them in case, you know, they can't do it, I gotta do it.
Right.
You know, so it's been a real flavors year, and I'm looking forward to October. Can't wait to hit the BET Awards. You know, look out for me. I'll probably be wearing like a bright yellow banana suit so y'all can see me. Nah, I'm lying. You see me in a jet blue suit. You know, looking hella scrumptious. Ladies love Moka. The bitches love Blast. Yes, sir.
All right, so you mentioned you got a lot of momentum.
Yeah, the momentum.
A lot of momentum.
Yeah, picked up.
What do you officially on paper? You know, when you're home and you're just in your zone. What do you want to focus on for the upcoming year? What's really like I need to get this done?
2013. It's kind of tough, but really, it's just getting ready to get my mind frame for the touring schedule. I'm not going to front. I've been offered a couple tours, but I want to make sure everything on my home front is solidified.
Okay.
Like, everybody talk about team. I don't believe in a team. I believe in a family.
Family, right.
You know, I got two of my young boys, London and Drop Top Data, and without them, I'll be nothing. You know, they hold me down. I'm from South Jamaica, Queens, but to avoid the nonsense in the street, I relocated to Yonkers.
Okay.
You know, I'm from 109 Guy Brew, and anybody will tell you, if you know South Jamaica, Queens, I say it's worse than Tora Bora or Afghanistan. You know, it's that bad. So my dude Manacho is like, look, you just need to focus on your music career, get out the streets. So this whole year, January 2nd, 2012, I could proudly say that I left the streets behind.
You did a lot in a year.
Yeah, I did a lot, bro. I changed my whole life around. I also help the kids in the community. You know, I take them to D Block Studio. I work with Poobs. You know, it's fun. You know, Drop Top Data in London, I took them to the studio. I showed them how to use Final Cut Pro. You know, we all got cameras, and now I started shooting, and now they shoot better videos than me.
Right.
So it's a lot of competition. So they keep me, you know, very sharp. You know, steel sharpens steel.
Yeah, that's definitely a good competition to foster from within.
Yeah,
because the team, the family just gets stronger every time. So
all the time, and then here comes Tiana, and she steals my thunder. So I gotta stay on top of it. I gotta make sure I look better than a female, because ladies love Moka.
And that's work.
Yeah, it's tough. What I'm saying, you know, when you go to the gym, you gotta make sure that LL. And my tattoo got a tattoo. Yeah, so I gotta hold it down, you know. So I gotta make sure it's 4 of us in the team. But you ever saw Sesame Street? When they be like, 3 of these things doesn't belong here. 3 of these things are kind of the same. I'm that one thing that just, you know, I gotta make sure once I kick the door down, all 3 of them go their own separate ways, and we could always merge back up somewhere at the top. Dope, you know. You want to learn how to bag the shorties. You want to learn how to dress the proper way. You want to have etiquette at the dinner table. You want to be a fly guy. You want to be a fly girl. There's only one place you got to go. LifestylesDefined.com.